When it comes to American history, I would almost guarantee that no 4 years have been studied, debated, and picked apart more than 1861 through 1865, the Civil War. While the Revolutionary War created the concept of America, the Civil War defined the reality of a democracy. There were so many courageous African Americans involved in this crucial conflict, whose bravery deserves all of our recognition. By taking a closer look at these Black patriots of the Civil War, my hope is that we can come to understand that these heroic African Americans are part of a history we all share. When it came time for someone to stand up and go out and fight, Black Americans were just waiting for the opportunity. The increased manpower of the Union Army gave them a tremendous advantage on the battlefield. The first Black volunteers to fight in the Civil War really showed the willingness of free Blacks to go out and do what they could to make our country what it was supposed to be. That's the story of the 1st Kansas Colored Volunteer Infantry Regiment and William Matthews.
William Matthews was born free. In the late 1840s, he settled in Baltimore, but discriminatory laws made it hard for him to make a living. So he just decided, the heck with it, I'm going to go somewhere where, I can be freer.
Matthews settles in Kansas and opens a boarding house, which also serves as a station on the Underground Railroad. When Kansas Senator Jim Lane musters a Black regiment due to a shortage of eligible white soldiers, Matthews is tapped to help with recruitment.
Jim Lane decides to recruit Black units, and he reports this to the War Department, and he gets responses, well, this has not been authorized, but then he just goes ahead and does it anyway.
The 1st Kansas is unique because it's organized in Kansas. It is free Black men who volunteer in 1862.
Matthews was a wonderful recruiter. He became kind of the animating spirit in the regiment.
Matthews wanted to prove not only that Black soldiers could fight, but that Black officers could lead. And he took it very personally that his unit become highly trained, highly experienced, the best trained company in the regiment.
Not only does Matthews raise enough men to captain his own company, but it is said he encouraged hundreds to enlist across the 1st Kansas Colored Regiment. This prepares the Kansas Army with enough manpower to face the historic day of October 29, 1862, when a band of Confederate guerrillas surrounds their military headquarters on the Kansas-Missouri border called Fort Africa.
So 25 Black soldiers or so chase after some Confederate guerrillas, and suddenly 130 guerrillas materialize.
The conflict becomes known as the Battle of Island Mound and marks the very first time Black soldiers see combat in the Civil War.
They were outnumbered 4 or 5 to 1. These soldiers had single-shot muskets, so once they fired, they had only their bayonets to defend themselves. And so the accounts describe men bayoneting at Confederates, swinging their muskets as clubs. This was a fight for survival. Other members of the 1st Kansas Colored Infantry arrived, opened fire, and eventually drove the Confederates off.
The entire engagement at Island Mound is a small skirmish in the grand scheme of battles, but the contributions of men like William Matthews and the 1st Kansas Colored Volunteers changes how Black soldiers are now perceived.
People who began advocating for Black military service used the victory at Island Mound as a real example. Not only that Blacks were willing to fight, but they could fight and win and support the Union cause.